An answer session that afternoon at 1:45. Doors will open at 6, shows at 7, of course, at the Fergus Center. Get your tickets at Don's store or 538-4575.
Place the weekend. LivinLargeLarry.com and Livin Large Larry Live. Redline Computer Studios, West Billings across from Goodwill. And what a weekend it was. First weekend of Montana Fair. And what a hit that was. The biggest challenge again is the parking, and all over social media there's complaints about the parking and also a few solutions to the parking too. And one of the solutions is to use the neighboring department stores, Targets, places like that, to park. The stores have been very hospitable in parking for Montana Fair, or Uber is in Billings. A good week, Montana Fair for the entire week. Good week to try Uber in Billings for Montana Fair. Record crowd turnouts. I'll give you what I have coming up, LivinLargeLarry.com. And our Billings area forecast for the week is on the way as well. It is remodeling time in your home or your office, and the windows are the most aesthetically pleasing area people look. The most important part of your home are your windows and your window treatments. All kinds of blinds in Billings, all kinds of blindsmt.com with cellular blinds. The woven woods are available. Mini blinds of all sizes and styles and models. Talk to Bobby Gray at All Kinds of Blinds and ask about their security window film as well. All kinds of blinds in Billings. All kinds of blindsmt.com. Third-year anniversary celebration for Carrie's Massage business. 2-part body wraps at $70 the month of August, normally $95. That'd be good for any 2 body parts that you choose. So you could choose your hips and legs or arms and belly. You can even get your face massage. Yep, it'll help tighten your chin muscles so that little flap of skin that you tend to get will shrink up just a little bit. Carrie's Massage, 928 Broadwater, suite number 204. And how about half-price reflexology massages for $15? Normally cost you $30. The reflexology is just hands and feet. Takes about 30 minutes. Includes a relaxing foot soak as well. Carrie's Massage, 3 years and going strong. 928 Broadwater, suite number 204. Best Coupon Magazine, truly in and around Billings, with an issue for different areas around Billings. Coupons that fit where you live. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. If you check your mail from time to time, you'll see it. It's going to show up in your mailbox. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. Check out the new Heights edition. Also the newest Billings Laurel edition is out as well. Hometown Values with practical couponing in the magazine. Hometown Values.
Livin Large Larry Live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry Live.
Quite a bit of news to get to here. LivinLargeLarry.com, broadcasting from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Wave Car Wash off King and 29th Street West in West Billings. Not a bad forecast. It'll be warm, and then it's going to cool way down by midweek. We'll have close to 90 for a couple of days, and then by midweek, showers and thunderstorms, and temperatures actually into the mid to upper 70s for like Wednesday and Thursday. So, which is seasonal for this time of year, but it could be a cooler weather at Montana Fair, which, in my opinion, that's a good thing. The slide in Montana coal production continues with more than 7 million fewer tons mined through the first half of the year compared to 2015. And in the first half of this year, Montana saw more than 66 coal mining jobs lost, along with the bankruptcy of Arch Coal, which abandoned plans to develop a mine at Otter Creek. The Western Energy Alliance has accused federal officials of illegally canceling or postponing the sale of more than 24 oil and gas leases over the past 2 years, and sued the Obama administration last week, saying the sales have been called off in Montana and 7 other western states. Oil and natural gas leases have been targeted by anti-fuel activists, and they keep it in the ground movement. The first 2 days of Montana Fair at Metro Park in Billings, record setting. Today is Seniors Day, Monday Seniors Day, sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield in Montana. Seniors ages 65 and above get free gate admission from noon to 5. On night 2 of Montana Fair, comedian Fluffy Gabriel Iglesias, 8,100 at Rimrock Auto Arena. Jason Derulo, pop artist on Friday night, not a bad crowd, and on Sunday night, Theory of a Dead Man and Three Doors Down performed. Record-setting crowds for the first 2 or 3 days of Montana Fair. And it goes on, Montana Fair goes on through the 20th, through Saturday. That's what's going on around town. The big event is Montana Fair. What's going on around town is courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, Petrochemical, and Refinery Inspection, bighorninspection.com. Other news, Yellowstone National Park officials are investigating an incident in which a gun went off inside a bathroom in Park Hotel last week. No one was injured. The shots believed to have been accidental based on statements from multiple witnesses, including at least one who was in the bathroom at the time. And also, a man was taken to a Billings hospital on Sunday afternoon after rolling a Land Rover several times and coming to rest on a tree in Swords Park. The driver was the only occupant and was partially ejected through the windshield. Firefighters cut the roof off to remove him from the vehicle. That crash is under investigation. More news at a glance coming up. LivinLargeLarry.com from the Redline Computer Studios in West Billings. Our replay sponsor on Livin Large Larry Live is brought to you by Keystone Mortgage in their new location, 248-7124. And you can check them out and visit them at 2442 First Avenue North. They're right across from the pub station in downtown Billings. Keystone Mortgage Company. You aren't just a number. You're our number one priority. Keystone Mortgage. Trained Barber Haircuts, Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main in the Heights, the best $10 haircut ever. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, the official barber for the Livin Large Larry Live show. Like him on Facebook, Jim and Austin's Barbershop up in Billings Heights, 2225 Main in the Heights, Jim and Austin's Barbershop. Proud supporters of the JCs. We'll have Austin Sloser in from Jim and Austin's Barbershop in just a little bit here, live on the show, livinlargelarry.com from the Redline Computer Studios, and find out what the JCs are all about. And we'll talk kickball as well with Austin in just a little bit here. Cindy Graff and her crew at N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, suite number 4, is excited about the evolution and the growth of N2 Cryotherapy. They've been in Billings, N2 Cryotherapy, since last July, and business is growing. And as of right now, she's targeting athletes, as in high school athletes or college or professional, for the wellness therapy out called cryotherapy. You can learn a little bit more about cryotherapy at n2cryo.com. N2 Cryotherapy, the only one in this region. N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, suite number 4.
Livin Large Larry Live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry Live.
We are at the Redline Computer Studios in West Billings, Montana, doing the show, livinlargelarry.com. Just an update on some local and area news and information here, and we appreciate you streaming us through the TuneIn smartphone app on your Androids and iPhones, as well as you can catch us on YouTube online. And there's a file of shows for our podcast, file of podcasts at livinlargelarry.com. So thanks to over 1,000 streamers per month. Check us out at livinlargelarry.com. Thanks to ktvq.com, color8.com, also the Billings Gazette. I've searched out and utilized those sources for some of our information this morning. More than 100 young people from around the country and around the world will come to Billings for a show and community service. Up With People is coming back to Billings. They set up an office on Broadway in downtown Billings recently. The group has found about 90 host families for 104 people ages 17 to 29. And the show will raise money for 7 youth groups in the area. Students will do at least 1,000 hours of community service in the next couple of weeks. Up With People will perform its show, The Journey, and that is at the Alberta Bear Theater coming up on September 9th and 10th. So add that to your repertoire of things to do in and around Billings. Up With People at Alberta Bear Theater, and support them on their plight to help out or do 1,000 hours of community service. And what's happening around town is always courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, Petrochemical and Refinery Inspection, bighorninspection.com. We talking of Montana Fair, well, a food court for local food trucks is new at Montana Fair this year. I saw on Facebook the other day, yesterday on Sunday, that one of my social media friends wasn't going to go to Montana Fair because there was nothing new. There is something new. And food is a big part of Montana Fair. The food trucks are all set up. 6 local businesses. They're parking their trucks and trailers on a grassy spot near the midway there. Food trucks have come to Montana Fair before, but they're usually spread out among the other vendors. This year there's a special, with the food truck craze, a special area there on the grassy area by the midway, a much cooler area as well. So check that out if you're into adding to your variety of fair food. Montana Fair going on through August 20th. A high-speed pursuit that began between Miles City and Forsyth ended in Muscle County on Saturday. According to a Muscle County Sheriff's Office press release, a suspect, along with 3 other occupants, eluded law enforcement on Interstate 94. It's not made clear how or why the pursuit began, but the first attempt to slow the vehicle with a spike strip failed. But law enforcement successfully developed and deployed spike strips at the intersection of U.S. Highway 12 and U.S. Highway 87, which did stop the vehicle. Muscle County Sheriff's Office reported the driver took off on foot, but he was later caught and taken into custody. 2 female passengers were taken into custody as well. And according to press release, a 4th occupant in the vehicle exited the vehicle near that intersection, ran, and is still on the loose. As of right now, that investigation is ongoing as well. A glance at our news in and around Billings. Glad you're here. LivinLargeLarry.com. From the Red Line Computer Studios, across from Goodwill in West Billings. Best Coupon Magazine, truly in and around Billings, with an issue for different areas around Billings. Coupons that fit where you live. Hometown Values. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. If you check your mail from time to time, you'll see it. It's going to show up in your mailbox. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. Check out the new Heights edition. Also the newest Billings Laurel edition is out as well. Hometown Values with practical couponing in the magazine. Hometown Values. The promise from Brown's Automotive in Billings to continue communications. It's been happening for over 60 years in Billings. Brown's Auto Service on Broadwater. Brown's West Auto Service, corner of Rosebud and 20th in Billings. 2 downtown locations of Brown's Automotive, the Automatic Transmission Company, 13th Street North and 1st Avenue North, and Brown's Rebuild Center downtown at 18th Street North and 2nd Avenue North. Brown's Automotive. BrownsAutoBillings.com.
Livin' Large Larry live from the Red Line Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry live.
Another Billings motorcycle fatality. I'm Livin' Large Larry. A man was killed in a motorcycle crash in a construction zone on the west end of Billings. Police are investigating the crash, which happened just after 1:30 in the morning on Friday. The man died at the scene. His name and age have not been released. That road remained closed as of 8 a.m. this morning. Thursday, the Billings Public Library Board approved action that says parents must write a letter telling authorities that their children ages 13 to 17 may use one of the unfiltered computers at the library. The current policy is opt-out, in which parents must write a letter if they don't want their children to have that access. A trade group for the energy industry is accusing federal officials of illegally canceling or postponing the sale of more than 24 oil and gas leases over the past 2 years. The Western Energy Alliance says sales have been called off in at least 8 western states. U.S. officials say at least some postponements stem from companies' limited interest. The Weyerhaeuser Company is closing the doors on its lumber and plywood mills in Columbia Falls. That'll result in more than 70 workers losing their job. The report says that Weyerhaeuser Representative Tom Ray says lumber production will cease as of August 19th. A former employee of Wells Fargo Bank in Billings, who admitted embezzling more than $36,000 from the bank, has been sentenced to 5 years of supervised release. 38-year-old Santa Maria Clark of Laurel was sentenced in federal court Wednesday after pleading guilty to bank embezzlement. A Washington state motorcyclist was injured and a bear was killed in a collision on I-90 near Reed Point. Montana Highway Patrol Trooper Todd Hagenbush says the 3-year-old bear was chasing a fawn Thursday afternoon when it darted onto the highway, giving the rider little time to react. The injured man was flown to Billings for treatment at a hospital. Bystanders helped release the fawn, which got caught in a fence while fleeing the bear. And the Lewis and Clark County Commission will ask voters in November to solve overcrowding at the county's jail by converting all 3 floors of the Law Enforcement Center for use solely as a detention facility. The decision comes after voters last November rejected building a new facility and the funds to run it. A couple of Olympic sports notes. American Simone Biles becomes a 4th straight American and 5th overall to capture the Olympic women's gymnastics all-around title. The 19-year-old Biles compiled 62.198 total points at Rio, was well clear of silver medalist and Final 5 teammate Ali Raisman, along with the bronze medalist Aliyah Mustafina of Russia. Michael Phelps is the first swimmer ever to win the same event 4 straight Olympics. He finished a full body length ahead of the field in the 200-meter individual medley to earn his 4th gold medal of the Rio Games and 22nd overall. U.S. teammate Ryan Lochte led at the midway point before finishing 5th in that race. State Regional News and Sports. I'm Livin Large Larry.
Livin' Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry live.
Our replay of segments on livinlargelarry.com on the show from Keystone Mortgage Company here in Billings, and purchase, refinance, investment properties, and a brand new place to call home for work. Keystone Mortgage downtown now, across from the pub station, 2442 First Avenue North. You can find them on Facebook. Type in the keyword Keystone Mortgage Company. You aren't just a number, you're our number one priority. I think you'll love the changes at Keystone Mortgage.
You were one of the first people to take a ride with Uber, which has been in the news quite a bit, not just in Billings, but in Montana as it's launching. Just was wondering how the Uber process went and how it went as a passenger.
You know, this has been working towards Billings for some time. I've heard a lot of discussion, and of course after jumping through the hoops with the state legislature, something that's very popular in other states where there is more, populated areas, but Billings being the largest city in Montana, basically the largest city within a 500-mile radius.
Sure. Obviously,
it was just a matter of time, and their introduction here in Billings was very well attended, very professional, and it's something that just the same, I have high predictions that they'll do just fine. Like anything else, changes will take a little time to adjust. People have to become accustomed to a little bit different method of calling for your ride, but at the same time, competition's good, and we do have other companies available, but this will certainly bring everybody up to snuff as far as taking care of their clients.
Well, it sounds good. We'll go from riding to a walking, and that might be with the dog or cats on a leash in developed parks here in the Billings area. There's already some parks that allow it. There's kind of some different rules for some different parks, but a pretty interesting, I thought, conclusion for you and the council with the ordinance being approved, but kind of with some rules and restrictions to that, and we've got phone calls coming in. If you want to talk about what that was, how that came about, Tom.
Yeah, absolutely, Nick. Well, basically when it was introduced by one of our council, how it was introduced was, the public needs to have some skin in the game. If they want to be able to take their dogs into the parks, which I know is very common in other communities, and certainly something that's been discussed here for some time, they need to participate also. By recent surveys, very accurate numbers, there's an estimated number of 30,000 pets in the city of Billings. But interesting enough, only about 5,000 are licensed. So, if they want to use the parks, if they think that the dogs should be able to roam in the parks, be it on a leash, why not participate? Why not show their support and be more attentive by licensing their pets? The theory behind this, Dick, of course, is it's going to cost money to allow this ordinance to move forward.
Yes.
There's a need for new signs. The ones that are there are outdated. They need to be replaced. That's well known. But then there's enforcement, stepped-up enforcement. There's the waste containers that need to be established, and all of this costs the taxpayers money. So the revenue that could be generated if persons were to license their pet and be it another 5,000 would be more than adequate to help cover those costs. And so, in the end, I think it's probably not a bad idea. A lot of grumbling, but we'll see how they come forward and see if they want to support it.
Hey, Mayor, what happens when, like you said, about 1 in 6 pets, it sounds like, are licensed and the rest aren't, which is a pretty amazing number. But what happens if you're, I don't know if you're caught, I don't own a dog right now, but if you're caught without a pet that's licensed, why are they licensed? Just to kind of keep track of it, make sure, the shots are up and things like that?
Yes, Nick, that's the main thing. It isn't intended to be a revenue-making program. That never has been the case, but it's more for tracking to be sure that pets are properly vaccinated.
Okay.
You get them vaccinated, you need to have a license, vice versa, but at the same time, I would think that people that have pets care about their pets, and should their pet stray away, get lost, or someone takes their pet, hopefully there'd be an easier, better method to track their pet down, track the owner down, I should say, and get the pet back to where they belong. So it's a win-win for everyone. Yes, the revenue is certainly a major factor of it. I don't want to deny that, but it's just called being a good citizen, being a responsible, accountable citizen. I mean, it's no different if you license your vehicle if you drive on the city streets. Why not license your pet if you're going to walk them into the city parks?
Billings Mayor Tom Hanel, my guest. A couple minutes left. I understand that city staff will be meeting tomorrow to talk about this. Is it possible there could be a park ranger through the police department that would help with enforcement?
Well, Nick, there's some discussion there. I'm going to say that's a long ways out.
Okay.
That would be an expensive venture. There's going to be a need for equipment to include a vehicle. You have salary, you have benefits, and all this. It's quite expensive. I'm not saying that it won't happen. It probably will at some point in time. Nothing I expect in the near future. I think if we can just encourage people to get their pets vaccinated, buy their license, be responsible, clean up after your pet, a lot of the need for a park ranger could be subsided with just citizen participation.
Sounds good. One more question, Mayor. We'll let you get on with your morning. I just was interested, could there be an alternate route as we talk about kind of going up to the Heights area, up on the rims for the inner belt loop? Is there possible there could be some changing to what could be constructed, Tom?
Very possible. That has been, we've had several discussions on this now for a few years. Of course, the big hiccup there, and that there's just no way around it, is financing and available funds to complete that inner belt loop. It's going to be a major undertaking, a tremendous expense, but I will say it'll be well worth it. It's something that's definitely needed, and I am confident that is going to happen. It's just a matter of time, but the thought of an alternate route coming in closer just to the west of the airport property up onto Highway 3 would save a tremendous amount of money. It would be less impact to the land up behind the airport, behind Highway 3, whereas the initial plan was to come out right there at Zimmerman and Highway 3. Sure, a great idea, and that might still happen, but at the same time, this alternate route, I think, is a savings to the taxpayer.
LivinLargeLarry.com, Livin Large Larry Live, the Redline Computer Studios, West Billings, right across from the Goodwill store and next to the Wave Car Wash. Glad you're here. Austin Schlosser is with us. Let me get us back on scene 2 for YouTube. So you can check out your hair since you are a barber.
It's a little long. I need
you need a hair. Who cuts a barber's hair?
my partner Jim does when he comes in. He just comes in one day a week on Thursdays when he feels like it.
So do you get your hair cut like me every 6 weeks, or is it?
Yeah, about that. About every 2-3 months.
Yeah, you're probably looking at me thinking, hey, getting kind of shaggy. I'm halfway through my cycle, Austin.
About halfway, yeah.
Halfway through my cycle. So Jim and Austin's Barbershop, this is your day off, actually.
It's my day off. Every Monday's my day off.
Yeah, last week you caught the flu. You were scheduled to be here on Monday last week, and you got the fishing flu.
I did, yes. I got the fishing flu.
Yeah, that's what I said
to
to
go
listeners,
fishing.
too.
I'm doing a catfish tournament.
That's what I hear.
In September, and gotta get out there and do some practicing.
So where's the catfish tournament at?
It's open from the Huntley Diversion Dam all the way to Custer.
Is that your boat I saw on Facebook?
Yeah, probably, yeah. Yep, that was I took a picture of it. Yeah, that's my boat, yeah.
So how was your practice session last Monday?
Well, we didn't catch no catfish.
Well, that's not going to win you any medals.
No, it ain't going to give us nothing there. But the river was really mossy and it was dirty, so it was a great day to be on the water today.
Yeah. So catfish tournament is when?
It's September 10th and 11th.
Oh, that'll be fun for you.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Is that like an annual tournament?
It's an annual one, yeah. Eddie White from the Minnow Bucket puts it on.
Are you always in it?
No, this will be my first time doing it. Yeah, me and my brother are partnering up and doing it, and it should be interesting.
Maybe you two will walk away with the beginner's luck trophy.
Yeah.
And then you'll have bragging rights, of course.
Exactly, that's the goal.
So how big are these catfish? I mean, are they?
Well, the biggest one I've caught is 12 pounds. Well, in my boat, anyways. I take that back. I never caught it. I had a 90. One of my customers at the barbershop, he's 90. He's 96 now, but I took him when he was about 94. We went fishing.
Oh, how fun!
Yeah, it was a blast. He's a great guy, and it was a rainy day, and me and my brother both in the boat with him that day, and we were worried he was going to get sick, because it was raining, kind of cool.
Right.
And he pulls out this big 12-pound catfish, and his response to us was, there was no luck involved. That was all skill.
Nice.
He's a great guy.
Very well said.
Yeah.
And he's probably right.
He's probably right.
Yeah, it's all skill. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, how many years in business?
9 years now.
Okay, up the same place, up way up in the Heights?
Same place, yep.
Off of Main and the Heights, and taking Mondays off. And I always push on the show during your commercial time that 10 minutes, $10.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty much in and out pretty fast.
Yeah.
I just had a new customer this week. He just was shocked at how fast I cut his hair and how good it looked. He said, "This is awesome." He said, "I've gone to stylists my whole life." He said, "and I've never been to a barber before." And he said, "I just can't believe how good it looks."
There is a difference.
There is a difference. Yeah. They kind of train the basics on men's cuts, as I'm trained specifically for men's cuts.
Yeah. Well, my kids. Okay. My boys hate them. They're 22 and 19, but they're still in the stylist phase. Only because they get to tip the ladies.
Yeah.
You know.
Those good-looking gals.
So I mention you all the time to them, and they go, "Yeah, that's a good idea." And then they get a haircut and go, "Did you go see Austin at Jim and Austin's Barbershop?" Nah, I was over there. Nice young lady likes me. She's like, okay, they're at that age.
Yeah, they're at that age.
I suppose, but I've been going there for 5 years-ish.
Yeah, it's about 5 years. Yeah, it's been quite a while.
Yeah, good service, and you guys do shaves and all that stuff.
Face shaves,
as well.
the whole works, beard trims.
And I always mention as part of your commercial as well that you didn't just one day say, cut hair. I mean, you're trained.
I'm trained. Yeah, I had to do a 10-month, 1,550-hour training in Fargo, North Dakota at Moeller Barber College.
Wow. Yeah.
So, it was. Yeah, I was fully trained, and then on top of it, my partner, he's 80 years old now.
Jim is?
Yeah, he's 80.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he just turned 80 like this week. And he's been barbering for almost 60 years.
Jeez.
And after I got out of barber school, I learned from him as well. So
yeah.
So between the school and his training, I've been trained really well.
So off the haircutting track, so you've been to Montana Fair this year. Your thoughts so far? I mean, the press releases from Ray Massey Marketing over at Metro Park and Montana Fair say 2 record-breaking nights so far out of 3.
It's been great. I went to Fluffy Saturday night and Three Doors Down last night.
Yeah.
Had great concerts.
Yeah, we went to Derulo on Friday. Carrie and Devin went to Fluffy on Saturday. It was at 3 Doors Down, 30 of a Dead Man last night, and 8,100 for Fluffy.
Yeah, it was packed.
One of the biggest ever.
It was great. We were like 4 rows from the very top, but
Yeah.
it was still good. I mean, he had the screen there, and you could see him really well. No, it was a great show.
He's a funny man.
He was hilarious, and his guys he brought with him, those 2 or 3 other guys.
Martin.
Yeah.
Martin, yeah.
They were all great.
Yeah, my wife and Devin's son were in the front row. They upgraded their tickets, and they happened to upgrade to front row, which is unheard of.
Yeah.
So they called in some favors, and they were up front row. And Fluffy is my 19-year-old's favorite comedian ever.
Oh, really? Yeah, he's
Comedy
great.
Central and all that.
It's amazing how clean he can be.
Yep,
Just,
he can.
It's hilarious, and I think he said 1 cuss word
Yeah.
the only time he was on there.
Yeah, and part of the contract was that they had to keep it somewhat clean because of the families.
Okay,
It's a fair, for heaven's sake.
Being a fair, yeah.
It was a standalone concert, different thing.
Yeah.
But if you slipped up once or twice,
It's not
okay,
that big a
I'm
deal.
all right with that.
Yeah.
Actually, but we went out to the Midway last night, and boy, I'm feeling it this morning though. I'm just like,
I was at fair from noon till about 11 o'clock
wow.
last night.
See you too.
Yeah, I took my little guy out to the rides yesterday.
Yeah, little Owen
Had a
did.
blast. Owen did good.
You know one thing about Montana Fair, and I've said this year after year, and I told John Henchen from Mighty Thomas Carnival last night on the Midway after the concert, what a great kids area they have.
Yeah.
For Montana Fair, they always have.
They always do. Yeah, they always treat the kids good there.
Yeah, and it's actually one of the most well attended, and it's also the coolest as in weather. Is usually the coolest area of the fairgrounds.
Yeah, it's nice.
There's
and
more
shady,
grass
all the
over there.
trees and the grass. Yeah. Speaking of the carnival, I used to cut the one partner's hair every year.
Oh, really?
Did that for 4 or 5 years. He retired about a year ago, though. He come to me. It was about 5 years ago, and got a haircut. And he said, I plan my haircuts around towns. And he said, I like what you did. He said, I'll be here every year. Ever since, and he did till he retired. He came in.
Oh, that's cool.
During the week of fair, he'd always come in for a haircut.
Yeah, so I'm sure your customer base at Jim and Austin's barbershop has increased over the years since you took over.
It definitely has, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting getting to know him.
Yeah. One of the biggest complaints I see about Montana Fair this year, and it happens every year, every big event, is the parking. And I'm not on that bandwagon of complaining about parking. There's other options, and I thought I was doing something wrong by parking in Target or parking in Office Depot's parking lot. We're not. That's okay.
No.
They accept it, and walk a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. But the parking challenges at Metro Park have always been a challenge, and if you've been here for a number of years, you know that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not gonna a blink of eyes. It's not gonna have another parking lot by the next Montana Fair.
No, and if you complain that bad, you can pay the $10 and go to the
and
premium parking spot.
And I do that once in a while. I was one on board, complaining about that when that came around until I used it.
Until you used
I used it.
Well, we at the concert last night. There was a couple in front of us, and they were using Uber to go to the fair.
Yep, Uber's another option.
They said it was great. It was a great option.
Yeah, they have an Uber stop. Ray Massey at marketing at Montana Fair, he has they designed an Uber stop right there. It's convenient, and Uber's not that much money.
No, I haven't used it yet.
I took Uber in Atlanta a couple of years ago with my wife. It's the way to go. Taxis are okay too if you get the right taxi cab service, but the thing about Uber is, all due respect to the taxi industry, is Uber is much more efficient time-wise. The wait is not near as long.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can rely on that.
Yeah, I'll try it out one
Yeah.
of these.
On your days off, you can drive for Uber.
You could, yeah.
You could. I'm thinking about doing it, try to find some time.
Might be kind of fun driving. Just to see what it's like.
Go, hang out at the airport or during Montana Fair Week. The events in town, make a little extra money. The only I heard the only requirement is that you have to drive at least 8 hours a week.
Oh, really?
Is all with Uber.
Oh, interesting.
And have the right kind of vehicle. It can't be older than a 2004 vehicle.
Yep.
And it has to hold at least 4 people. There's just a few stipulations. They do a background check and all that stuff on you, but it's pretty fast. But I'm a true believer in Uber.
Well, it's a great way to crack down on DUIs.
Yeah, absolutely.
The bar scene in the morning. That's
I agree.
Great.
Yeah. We parked at last night. We parked at KGHL Radio, which is right across from the
yeah.
back end of Metro Park, where I work in the afternoons on KGHL. Stopped by there, and Taylor Brown was there working on a Sunday, and I says, "Hey, I'm going to put, well, I work here, sir, but I'm going to put my truck in your parking lot for the fair." He goes, "Great idea." So I did. So it's only a 5-minute walk to Metro from there.
I suppose he's been living down at the fair with the livestock.
Yeah,
I don't think he has any. He doesn't have any kids anymore in 4-H. Does he?
No, they're all grown. We're doing for KGHL. I'm doing my afternoon show live at Montana Fair on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
And then on Saturday we have the annual junior livestock sale that will be down there on Saturday with KGHL. So that'll be fun.
It's a great time.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time down there, and that's at the end of the day, Montana Fair is for the kids and the 4-H projects and the FFA and all that, and that's how they earn their money.
Yep, that's how they do it. I was in 4-H. I raised pigs, and I did rabbits too. And it was a great way to raise money as a kid. Yeah,
it's a great organization. Speaking of organizations, let's talk. You're involved with so many things, but I'm hearing you. Let's talk JCs. What's coming up?
Well, the JCs, we have a pet run this Saturday at Lake Elmo. I believe the start time is 7 a.m.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's a great event. This is their 3rd year to win it, and it's trying to think of the distances they have for it. But the money being raised is going to some of the local animal shelters. It's turned into a great event for the JCs. And it's not just a dog run. They let you bring cats or snakes or hedgehogs. One of our JC members has a hedgehog.
And what happens at Lake Elmo during the pet fair?
During the event, they just they have a trail set out for them to run around to do. I think it's a 2K, and I'm trying to think the other distance, but they let them run around the Lake Elmo, and then they'll have water stations throughout the area for the animals, and then I believe they get all participants get a T-shirt and a bandana for their animal, I believe.
Now, I've been in Billings a number of years. Did I miss something? Is this the first year for that, or?
This is the 3rd year.
The third year. Okay.
Yep. We haven't
missed too much then.
Yeah, we had a JC member who had a passion for this idea, and she convinced a few other members to jump on board with her and do it, and it's just exploded.
That's fantastic.
That
sounds like a great family event for the JCs.
Yeah, it's a great way to take your dogs or animals and go out and get a morning jog.
Yeah, I want to see somebody jog with a snake.
Yeah.
Is what I was thinking. Give us the information for contact details on how to get involved with that.
There's a Facebook page. It's Tails and Trails. I think it's Tails and Trails. And then there's Billings JC's Facebook page as well. You can find the information.
And I'm just thinking back as you were talking about the forecast, the extended forecast for the weekend. I will tell you that it's going to be perfect.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
70s and maybe 80s, but there's even some 60s this week in the forecast, which is fine.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
Yeah.
Well, good for that. Fair week.
That'll be a fun event for the JCs. That's at Lake Elmo.
It's at Lake Elmo.
Saturday, August 20th.
Yep.
All right. Well, I was waiting for your girl to call me with information, but we just did a nice little commercial about it.
We did it, yeah.
I think I'll use this for part of my KGHL afternoon show as well. So we'll take care of that right now. And Go Kickball, I saw something on social media. You had another season of league coming up.
Fall season getting ready to start up. It's going to start September 7th is the date set for it. Registration is open for it right now at gokickball.com. We're just wrapping up summer season this week.
How'd it go?
It's been a great season. Wednesday night we're down to 4 teams. We had 8 teams and we're down to 4, and we'll have semifinals and finals Wednesday night. I'll crown a champion.
Did you fly away for a Go Kickball seminar, or was that?
No, I'm going to one in November coming up.
People think that you just saw something online and brought kickball to Billings, but again, you did your due diligence, and there's stuff that has to get done for this league to stay in Billings.
When I first started it, which has been 2 years already, fall will be 2 years now.
Boy, time flies.
I did fly down to Atlanta, Georgia for a weekend training on how to run the league, and they had all the training for the websites and everything that I had to go through to be a market director. And it's been a great experience.
Yeah, it's just JCs and Go Kickball, just 2 of the things that Austin Slosser is involved with. But how's little Owen doing?
Owen is great.
He's over a year old now.
He's over a year old. He's almost 15 months now already.
Yeah.
But he was going to be here, but he stayed the night with his grandparents.
Cool.
I think he was pretty wore out. We took him on all kinds of rides yesterday.
Good.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a speed demon. He all the rides, like the little NASCARs that spin.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
When we'd go into those turns, he was just smiling.
Oh,
and then the hot air balloons that spin.
Sure.
He was loving that. When it would spin, he was just nothing but smiles.
Boy, that kid, maybe he'll be on a commercial for Montana Fair next year.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
That's the kind of people they're looking for, is kids that smile the whole ride.
Yeah, he was just having a blast with that.
Yeah. I was impressed with the lines at Midway on Sunday night, but the lines were not that long of a wait.
No,
at all. It's good to see.
No.
Well, they have I think 35 rides through Mighty Thomas Carnival this year.
Yeah.
Over there.
There's quite a few out there.
And one thing that stands out to me is you go to the fair for the fair food.
Yeah.
They've had food trucks at Montana Fair before, but they've been scattered around with all the other food vendors. This year, they're in their own little area.
They get their own little
which
area
I think
there.
is cool, because food trucks they've gone viral the last 2 years.
No, it's very cool.
Yeah.
Sandy's Burgers is there.
Sandy's is
Cajun
there,
Fatties. I mean,
Yeah.
and Cowboys. He has his barbecue set up down there. Yeah, it's really neat.
Yeah, and I was looking at the paper this morning, and they said that the food truck vendors are glad they're over in one area, because they're on the grassy area.
Yeah.
And it's one of the coolest parts of the fairgrounds.
Yeah, no,
too.
it's just a great setup
Yeah.
they have too. It's I had my turkey leg yesterday.
You had your what?
My turkey leg.
Oh, you had your turkey
Had turkey
leg.
leg fix.
Oh.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, those are too big for me. I thrive on corn on the cob and a cold beer at Montana Fair.
And it's always good.
Yeah, that's
good
what
combo.
people go for. Certain food every fair.
Yeah.
That's our staple, is corn on the cob and beer.
Well, I generally go every day, so I try something new every day usually.
So you go 9 times and you gain 19 pounds.
Yeah, pretty much.
Probably, yeah.
They have old time fashioned soda stand there this year.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a chuck wagon. It's a chuck wagon old fashioned soda stand, and they can do root beer floats. They got 4 or 5 flavors of old sodas, and we tried those yesterday. And you get to keep. They give you kind of a nice little aluminum mug.
Yeah.
You get to keep, and really good soda. Oh, I had sarsaparilla. It's good
I have
stuff.
to try that. So is that new this year?
It's new, yeah.
Oh,
This
okay.
is the first time they've been here.
Okay.
Yeah.
A friend of mine on social media was on Facebook, and she said that she says, "Well, I don't want to go to Montana Fair this year. There's nothing new." And I went back and looked, and there's a bunch new this year at
There's a lot
Montana
of new
Fair.
stuff.
And we
There's
just
a lot
mentioned
of
3 or
stuff.
4 things just
Yeah.
on this talk.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Montana Lottery's back
Yep.
too. I gotta go
Yeah,
get
they're a
tickets
staple.
there. Yeah.
They're a staple there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can you can get scratchers there and
I
stuff.
think I said somewhere last year they weren't there because they couldn't get any employees to work.
Yeah, that's what I heard
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
But they must not have had anyone interested in doing that circuit.
Yeah, back in the day when I was working for the other radio station, we partnered with Montana Lottery, and part of our radio station booth was the Montana Lottery booth.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
So we teamed up and partnered.
Yeah.
That was a great partnership. And
Yeah, they're fun down there. I remember.
Yeah, they're a
getting
lot of
all
fun.
kinds of prizes from them.
yeah, they've moved their booth to a place where as you walk in, one of those entrances is
they're
it's a
over there on that
good
side.
location. So take in Montana Lottery. They always do good work for the state of Montana. All right. Anything else? We miss anything? Anything coming up we should know about besides the change of season coming up soon?
Well, speaking of change of season, JC's Haunted Hollows is coming up fast.
October.
Yeah, it's October. Yeah, we're doing it 3 nights this year: the 29th, the 30th, and 31st.
Yeah, you guys are stars. Every year you guys are stars when that comes up.
Yeah,
People really
I'm actually
attend.
chairing it this year.
Are you?
I was
Uh-oh.
asked to
Look
chair
out.
it, so on top of all things
Right, I was
else,
gonna
now
say,
I'm
yeah.
doing that too.
Well, good for
So
you.
We've been doing meetings for the last month and a half, getting everything ready to go, and before we know it, it'll be here.
It'll be at the same place.
Yep, down at Two Moon Park. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're actually, speaking of that, we are building a pavilion down there.
The JCs are?
Yeah, the JCs are down Two Moon Park. Yeah, we just got approval from the
Wow.
county parks. Yeah, this is something one of our members has wanted to do for a while now. It's going to be right at the head of the trail as you're going in. There's going to be a big pavilion right there.
Great idea.
Yeah, it's all going to be put on by the JCs. We've been fundraising a little bit for it, and yeah, it's going to be great. Then it's gonna save our setup time
Yeah.
about half the time because we don't have to put any canopies
Right.
up.
Yeah.
And the county parks, they were excited because it's something they could rent out. And
When will it be done?
it'll be done for sure by next year.
Okay.
For sure. I'm trying to. We're just trying to get all the materials together, and
Wow. So how big is this pavilion going to be down there?
it's it's like I'm trying to think of the distance. We measured it out the other night. We were walking the trail.
So multi-use type.
It's a multi-use.
Facility?
It's going to be a
Wow, good idea.
covered pavilion. Yeah, it's going to be really nice.
Did you do small concerts there?
Oh, well, it's not going to be that big enough for that.
Did you do weddings there?
You could probably do a wedding or just family picnics. Or I mean, it's going to be a pretty decent sized little.
That's pretty
pavilion.
cool.
So yeah, that's
What
a
a great
project.
vision by the JCs.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah. Jeez, I'm thinking, you guys can do that stuff?
Yeah,
you can.
you just set your mind and you go with it.
Yeah. Get all your due diligence out of the way.
But so Haunted Hollows is coming up fast.
How's the wife doing?
She's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was at work at 6 this morning.
Yeah.
She left about halfway through 3 doors down because she was getting tired.
Yeah, I almost did too. I had my kids and wife with me. I almost left too. And I realized, well, we only brought one car this time, so I'll just man up. But I'm glad I stayed. It was a lot of fun.
It was a good show.
Austin Schlosser with us. Jim and Austin's Barbershop up on Main in the Heights. Closed on Mondays, but do good work from Tuesday through Saturday hours.
Yep.
People say, well, how's he get Monday off? Well, he works Saturdays.
I work Saturdays.
It's only fair.
Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturdays, 8 to 3.
Okay. And been up there for a while, so get up there 10 minutes, $10, good conversation, in and out. Jim and Austin's Barbershop. Austin, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.